A little lethargic this morning. Quarter tank of gas. I think we got enough to go where I need. I was thinking about going over and filling it up, but unnecessary. It's wet out here this morning. I think it's still almost 100% humidity. Welcome to Wednesday. Today is the 19th of December, I think. 66 degrees and fog for our forecast. It's supposed to be clearing out a little bit later today, but yeah, 99% humidity. We were supposed to have rain in the forecast today, but it blew out. Now it's just fog and junk. But we'll be warming up a little bit the next couple days, and then not seeing rain until next week. So today's the 18th. Yeah, not the 19th. Anywho, I've got to head into the Galleria area. Go back to that dental office that I've been working on for 3 months now, since late August, I guess. So September, October, November, yeah. I'm getting into the 4th month. I still haven't gotten paid. Believe that or not. How much of a sucker am I? I keep going back, doing more work. But I finally gave him an ultimatum. I said, look, this is a time-based business. I'm not charging you for anything that I haven't done. You know, I'm not charging you for time that I haven't spent there. So you keep asking me to come back, and I keep coming back, and I want to help you get all this done. But I can't work for free. So they better have a check for me today, or I'm going to walk. Turn around and say, yeah, sorry this didn't work out. Wish you the best of luck, and prepare to hear from my attorneys on the outstanding bill. Don't like to do business that way, but at some point you have to just call the ball. Shit or get off the pot, you know. I don't think they have the intention of skipping out on me, but dangling me at the end of the hook for this length of time is not very nice. I've sent them 2 progress invoices saying, you know, here's where we're at. It's stacking up. We need to settle this. And they're trying to cover a lot of it under insurance. Well, that's fine, but I'm not going to wait around for the insurance payment. We already know how that goes, right? I'm still waiting. Is it 14 months plus? Going on 15 months from my wreck, October of 23. Still haven't gotten any payout on that. So that's another one on my shit list, call list, whatever for today. I'm going to lean into the attorneys and say, hey, look guys, I know you've gotten at least one big disbursement, and the other one was processed last week, I believe. So they've had one for 45 days now. All right. I think there's a legal limitation on that. They've got to pay it out within 30 days or something like that. I'm not sure what the rules are, but I hope I don't have to get other attorneys involved to go after these attorneys, because something stinks. It ain't me. I was hoping to have a lot of this stuff wrapped up money-wise for the holiday, but I don't know. It's not looking like it. Less than a week away from Christmas, and it's crickets everywhere on the building front. I just generated a bunch of invoices last week, I guess. Sent them out, but a lot of that stuff doesn't get paid for between 2 and 4 weeks, you know, about 30 days on some of it. Not fun to wait around on stuff like that, but I understand people have got their own delays and inefficiencies in their processes, so I get it. And I guess I'm skipping the median and going around this because I'm not going to wait in that line. Anywho, I'm in kind of a bah humbug Christmas mood right now. All work, no play makes Quasi a dull boy. And it's just work, 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 and no pay right now, so not very enjoyable. I've got a little bit of money in the bank just as a cushion, you know, kind of a emergency bottom out prevention, but that's not enough to do much. Not as much as I had hoped. You're going to go that side? I'll go this side. Okay. It's pretty bad when... I don't even know how to approach that conversation. I've lived both sides of the wealth and poverty coin throughout my life a couple times. Grew up in a very upper middle class, affluent family. Had a lot of money, which, you know, mom and dad both had jobs, and their salaries, if you were to convert it up to today's money, we were probably living in about a $450,000 a year household in today's terms. So, you know, very comfortable existence, no problem. Money-wise, we'll get into the home situation, but yeah, money-wise, we didn't have any problems. So I went from that to welfare, and I mean, straight off the cliff. There was no grace period. When I was 14, my parents got divorced, and my mom's health was bad. I mean, terminal. Like, we didn't know if she was going to be around from one day to the next. So we were living out of, you know, food donations, the food pantries, and church donations, all that kind of stuff. So that was a huge shock to the system, and it made me grow up real fast. I didn't have the normal teenage growing pains and angst and all that bullshit that kids these days go through, because there's just no time for that when you got to figure out a way to get food on the table and clothes on your back in Oklahoma winters. So I started working at a young age. I got my first job when I was 14. I bought my motorcycle when I was 14, and you know, I was an adult for all practical purposes. So I went from destitute to providing for myself and my mom. By the time I was 16, 17 years old, I was, you know, supplanting her income and helping her. And then, you know, in my late teens, early 20s, I was supporting her. So I carved out a niche for myself, you know, just working and really applying myself. And I got to where I was very profitable and made a lot of money. And I won't give numbers, but let's just say, you know, well into the six-figure range. And, you know, you convert that into today's money and it's a lot. So fast forward, you know, another 10 years, all through my 20s, I'm a very sought-after IT personality, contractor, whatever you want to call me, working for trading industries and all kinds of stuff like that, getting flown all over the world, setting up data networks and internet service providers and all kinds of stuff. So I was just essentially printing money, just writing my own ticket. And I had quite a bit of money saved up, but, you know, you're single and you're young and you're not really thinking so much about the future. You're just burning through it as fast as you make it, almost. And I had a pretty good savings cushion. I never really needed to worry about money. And then I met my to-be wife when I was on a business trip for NASDAQ over in Madrid, Spain. So that was a paid-for trip, but then all the subsequent, you know, flying around the country or flying around the world, doing the long-distance dating bit, that was on my dime. So that started cutting into my nest egg quite quickly. And I always tell my wife she's the multi-million-dollar wife, because it was an expensive expensive time in my life. I don't regret it. It was just, you know, I look back on it now and think about the money that went bye-bye on all the flights and the whining and dining and everything. It's like, oh my God, really? What is this dude doing? Come on. Come to a full stop to go around the corner on a green light. Move. Guy's definitely on his phone. Anyway, so the last, you know, 20 years have been profitable. You know, I left NASDAQ and went private, and I've made a very comfortable living. And then enter C19, disrupting all the global markets and screwing everything up. Well, that
the service industry is usually recession-proof for the most part, because you always need people to put their hands on computers and do this and that. But most of my customers were all enterprise space, and the transition from work in the office to work at home and downsizing their worker footprint and all that kind of changed that game a little bit, because then there wasn't as much money to go around on the infrastructure side of things, which is where I play. And I didn't really start feeling the pinch until about 2 years into C19, and then things got a little thinner. And then by 4 years after that, getting into late 22, early 23, things kind of bottomed out, and then they were starting to pick up again. But that was right around the time of my first big accident, the wreck that took out my pilot and tried to take me out with it, and then the next motorcycle incident in October. So 23 was a really bad year, so I didn't rebound with the market as I thought I would, just due to lack of ability to work and all that. So fuck off, shithead. Just about rear-ended me. God damn. Certain people in traffic, you just develop an instinct for to stay the hell away from them. They literally almost hit the back of the bike. And as she was passing by me, it's a woman, as she's passing by me, I saw the phone in her hand. God damn. Fucking cagers and their cell phones. That's why I scooted way over here, because I saw them flying up on me. Just about ran into me. Anyway. So, what started the whole financial tirade is living paycheck to paycheck, which is where a lot of people live their time, live their lives here in the United States. You have to work to survive. You can't take it easy. You can't take a break. You can't go on sabbatical for several months, whatever. If you stop working, you're living under a bridge, because most people are 1 month away from disaster as far as their finances are concerned. If you're lucky, you stretch out 2 to 3 months for some families. But it just costs so much to exist here to all right, Mexican roadblock, figure it out, you dipshits. Drive or don't drive. It costs so much just to exist, rent and insurance and fuel and food and everything. It's crazy. My monthly burn rate is over $7,000 a month just to survive. And that's not living some extravagant lifestyle. Some viewers of my channel think, oh, you got such a nice house and blah, blah, and this and this and that. My mortgage payments are not that exorbitant. If you look at rent prices anywhere in Houston, the average is $1,800 to $2,200, depending on where you're living. And that's usually for apartment living. Living in a house is generally higher than that. My payments are right in line with that. I'm not out of the park or anything like that. I just happen to be in the right place at the right time for the place that we're at. And if I were to try to move anywhere else, we're going to be paying more for less. So I don't live some millionaire's lifestyle, and it costs me over $7,000 a month just to exist. So, and that's without any extras. Yeah, that's just food, electricity, basic expectations for today's society, internet access, that kind of thing. Cell phones, that's about as far as we go, is internet access and cell phones. That's our splurging these days. So living month to month, paycheck to paycheck just sucks. It just absolutely sucks. And I haven't experienced that for many years, a couple decades, because work was good, my health was good and all that. But being an entrepreneur, self-employed, sole proprietor, if I stop working, the money stops flowing. And I always knew that in the back of my head. It's always there, it's common sense. But you don't really understand it until you experience it. And that first big accident that I had at the beginning of 23 when the guy rear-ended us at over 100 miles an hour on I-10. I got pretty fucked up. My shoulder, my arm, my lower back got really tweaked out from the impact of that, and then the airbag damage to my arm and wrist and shoulder. So that put me out for, a couple, 3 weeks. I just really wasn't up to it, up to working. And I was a little bit dizzy. I was getting headaches and dizzy and stuff from a, mild concussion from the airbag. And that was my first shock to the system. It's like, oh man, I can't work. The money's not coming in. And then, being a sole proprietor, when I turn down contracts or I can't get to people in a timely fashion, that work dries up. It goes somewhere else because businesses have got to keep their stuff rolling, and I understand. I don't begrudge them that. You got to keep the wheels turning. So if I can't fix their problems, they're going to find somebody that can, and then that person now has the contract. They got their foot in the door, and they're just going to keep using that person, because switching providers is not usually productive, because you've got so much downtime and retraining of people to get them up to speed on your systems that you don't get effective work anymore. So, anyway. Whoa. God damn, people. Full lock on those brakes, huh? I'm going to get run over from behind. So that's where working for yourself is kind of precarious at times. If your health goes downhill and you don't have other employees, your income dries up, and then getting that momentum back and kind of the cash flow rolling again is difficult. Luckily, I've got enough medium-sized customers and long-term business relationships that they've carried me through. So most of my customers are 15, 20-year customers, so that's great. They are willing to wait on me a bit within reason for me to get back in play. So if I'm down sick for a couple of days and I just can't tackle something, then they can wait. But if that outage is prolonged, then I totally understand that they've got to go shop somewhere else to get the problem fixed. And a few of them have done that and come back to me afterward. They had another group come in and work on their problems temporarily and re-engaged me after I got back up to speed. But generally speaking, most of them just, once they jump ship, they stay gone. It's unfortunate, but true. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lane filtering morning. There's too much of this rapid stop and go. I'm going to get hit from behind. These people are not driving smoothly. They're jamming their brakes instead of just coasting. I'm going to get out of this. And there's usually only a handful of those people that are causing the whole ripple. You get past them and the road's clear. So back to the quality of life issues. I'm an ADHD poster child, so being stuck down in the noise level like I am right now, as far as work and income, just it destroys my productivity and will to survive, more or less. I mean, I'll survive one way or another, but the being trapped down in that, fighting for the little scraps off the table kind of bit, and not having an operational cushion, a safety cushion financially to work off of or bounce off of, is just the worst, in my opinion. I've been in that situation a handful of times through the decades, and I always hate it when I'm in it, and then when I get past it, I recognize it for what it was and go, oh yeah, well that's why I got mired down in the shit, because I was stuck in the noise level. Get above the noise floor and everything's great. So that's where I'm trying to get myself again, and getting a handful of these big project invoices paid will go a long way toward that, and then the insurance settlement will replenish my cushion. You know, I'm not intending to have a lot of money out of that insurance settlement, because I don't think it's going to be that much, but just to have something put away for the rainy day fund and the safety cushion, safety net, will be a huge benefit. Uh-oh. So we'll see how that turns out. If it works out as I'm hoping, I'll be able to do a little bit of a financial reset here toward the end of December, hopefully, you know, no later than the first couple of weeks of January. And that will allow me to do some different things going into the new year. So I'll quite literally be starting off the new year with a new perspective, which is a nice change. It'll also give me some breathing room for Cannonball coming up in June. So about 6 months out from that. A little bit over 6 months, but not much. As far as the real ride, because the ride is going to commence before Cannonball. You know, we've got to go from Texas all the way up to Northwest Coast. Get out of the lane. You can see people passing you for a fucking reason. Going slow. Be a bunch of people clogging up the left lane, trying to get over to the right at the very last second. That's how it always is. This interchange really should have had 2 lanes peeling off for 59, not just one, because this is such a busy thoroughfare. This is always stacked up. And then of course this merge, as you get past the curve, is an exit only in like 1/8 of a mile. So you've got less than a city block to get out of the merge lane into the main lanes, and then that main lane that you're getting into is also merging out, tapering off less than a quarter mile ahead. So it's a stupid merge into a disappearing, dissolving set of lanes. It's just stupid. Go, dickhead. Nothing but empty road. $45 miles an hour. Come on, shit munch. Nothing but empty road in front of you. I don't miss this neighborhood at all. I lived over here for 10 years. I just don't miss it. Every time I come over here, it brings back feelings of dread. I just don't like the traffic. Traffic's terrible. Too busy. The roads are shit. And as far as the quality of the concrete, potholes everywhere. This whole area of the Galleria is just dilapidated and run down. The only area that's nice or pretty is right there in front of the Galleria. You know, right there on Westheimer. That's it. Everything else surrounding it is run down. Overrun, overpopulated. Too much stuff in the way. Hopefully the New Year's reset will work great for me as far as work and finances and all that, and I can get back into some of my bike projects. I need to clear my garage. I need to clear the warehouse, which is underway. I've made some good progress on that. I haven't shown that or shared that online, but we'll get there. My goal is to move most, if not all, of my motorcycle projects to the garage. I'll keep a couple of them at home, but the rest of it is going to go to the warehouse, you know, get them out of my living space, and that'll let me kick off the Quasi Garage channel. I've got a couple of videos over there on Quasi Garage, but it's just, you know, random musings while I was wrenching on a couple bikes. I think wrenching on this bike was one of them. So I don't have a lot over there yet, and I haven't really promoted it, so if you're curious, you can go look at Quasi Garage, but I don't have anything really there yet. But soon, very soon. I'll probably start doing mostly live streams. Thanks for almost hitting me. You could wait 2 seconds, jackass. Not like you're going anywhere. It's a red light. Fucking moron. I'll probably be doing mostly live streams with that channel. It's kind of my original intention anyway, is to kind of do a live garage wrenching with it. The guy in the Jeep is scared to go fast over bumps. Okay. Alrighty then. This is going to be fun. Somebody trying to turn left, or is it emergencies? No, it's just left. Okay. Well, get on with it. I meant somebody that doesn't even signal. Come on. Get on with it before I get run over by this idiot behind me. Signal, roll, go. Easy. Signal your intention. Follow through. Be decisive about it. The rest of the world can get on with their lives too. Bum. Okay, I've arrived. I'm going to go in and do hopefully a couple of hours of work. If they have the check ready for me, you're going to wait? Okay, you wait, I go. I'm not going to wait on you. If they don't have the check, I might just be coming right back out here, because I can't keep stringing this one along. It's taking way too long to get paid. I think 3.5 months is plenty long. They're getting up over almost to 5 figures now, so that's plenty. Anywho, I will catch you all soon. All right, welcome back to the day. They did not have a check for me ready, but they are processing it, so I kind of sort of trust them on that. I think everything will be fine. They're very pleased with the way everything turned out, so it's not like they're going to hold me ransom for anything else. They just want to try to work something out with their insurance people, but you know, I'm not in the middle of that insurance payment, so they can sort that in the back end. I don't need to be in the middle of that transaction or that headache. Not my problem. I do want my money though. If I can get the key in there. Hello? Thing's getting sticky. I need to throw a bunch of graphite in there. Anyway, yeah, welcome to Houston weather, because there was no chance of rain in the forecast, as you saw in my morning pre-ride photos. But while I've been in here, it's been raining and thundering and lightning all around this Galleria area. So much for Houston weather. Forecasting is all guesswork, it seems like. Unless they can see a storm front dumping water on the ground, on radar, when they make their forecast, it seems like it's just random chance for the rest of it. I was thinking it felt kind of moist on the way in, but at least we had clear sky. As soon as I got upstairs, it started dumping. I mean, dumping. And I didn't bring my my full rain suit. I've got my jacket that I always carry just in case I need it, but my legs are going to get soaked. I don't think it's still raining, but going to be a lot of wet roads on the way back out toward Katy. We'll see how it goes. I did get some good news. My attorneys sent me an email while I was writing in. Their ears must have been burning, because they sent an email saying that they're ready to cut the final disbursements, and they needed me to sign some more forms so they can begin processing that. I said, okay, yeah, sure. So I docu-signed that, sent it electronically, and hopefully that means I'll be receiving some funds in the next couple of days. So a little bit of good news finally. I'm hoping that this customer that I just left will process a payment, this week. They said maybe as early as tomorrow, otherwise Friday. So that's what they're hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what we're all hoping for. Get it done. Get it done. Gotta get this jacket zipped all the way up so it doesn't balloon up and rip me off the bike. Dreary weather. So apparently we're supposed to be having some kind of a cold front rolling through, and the temperatures are going to drop. Well, that's not what the forecast looked like this morning, so totally random weather forecasting at this point. These lights are always so terribly out of sync. Intersection fills up with cars trying to get across this short little gap from the access road back to Westpark. Ooh, it's windy. $220. Be out ahead of traffic. That's good. Oh yeah, a lot of water there. Look at that. It's totally ponded. I'm going to go traipsing through that. Man, that's some wind. 30 plus, steady. All right, back out to Katy I go. Call it done for the day. Got some more remote work I can do. A couple of estimates of project quotes that I need to send out, but I'm trying my best to stay off of the roads and out of Houston rush hour traffic right now during the silly season, because man, it's nutty. Lots of accidents everywhere. Everyone's in a hurry, stressed out from the holidays. All of December is usually pretty bad, but especially getting up to about December 10th and on, everything just goes crazy for those last 2 weeks right before Christmas, and it doesn't get better until first or second week of January usually. All the out-of-town traffic has finally gone back home and get back to some semblance of normal. So my funding hasn't arrived early enough for me to really do Christmas shopping per se. There's a lot of stuff that wouldn't arrive until after Christmas anyway if I were to order it at this point. So, excuse me, we'll probably do a New Year's celebration. Get a couple of nice gifts each for the kids, and the wife and I will put our funds to better use. We don't really buy gifts for each other much anymore, but we'll tackle the finances and zero out a bunch of long-standing credit card bills and some other stuff that I've been working to get eliminated anyway. And my project money that I've got coming in should take care of most of that. The insurance settlement funds will go straight into savings and act as a operating cushion.